This is what you need to know before you go out and buy the Steam Deck if you haven't already pre-ordered, and if you have pre-ordered, then this is just what you need to know before you get it. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Ben video. I do hope you guys are having an awesome day as always. It's another day of waiting for a lot of us, and I can't feel bad enough for everybody. It's just terrible. I'm in the same position. I'm not getting mine until after Q2, it says at the moment, so I don't know where we're at. I'm at the latest part of the queue, which just really sucks. But a lot of you guys are in the same positions. I'm hoping these videos make it a little bit better so you guys can prepare, get things ready, buy certain games and stuff that I'm so eager to get this device, and I'm just going to keep talking about it. So do subscribe for more, and every like that you put on this video bumps you up a position in the queue to get your Steam Deck. Just trolling, but please do like it because it really does help me out. So the Steam Deck, right. I've seen a lot of reviewers, Linus Tech Tips, for example, I love his channel. Many others say the Steam Deck is not complete, which is agreeable. It isn't. It isn't necessarily the perfect device. I don't think anybody actually expected it to be the perfect device that works with everything. That's just not how this device works. It is a PC in the end of the day. So I want to put it out there for some people who are criticizing this thing for not being complete and working as they want it to, necessarily. As in, that sounds stupid, but we'll get into it. Not Linus Tech Tips. I love him. I have no anything against his channel at all. I'm not criticizing him, but there are certain Nintendo fanboy channels that are criticizing the Steam Deck for not working like a Switch, which is stupid because it's not a Switch. So, for example, I have seen certain Switch YouTube channels say that the Steam Deck is going to fail because it's not seamless like the Switch is. As in, you don't put a Switch cartridge into the system, it runs perfectly, and that's it. You guys have to be aware that when you're buying something like a Steam Deck, you are going to have to tweak games to run in the way you want them to. In my personal opinion, I like this because if there's a game that's running at 30 FPS on high settings, I know that if I want 60 FPS or closer to 60 FPS, what I can go in and do is reduce those settings and put them down to low or whatever it takes to run the game at 40 to 60 FPS and get that slightly better frame rate boost. Whereas what you get on the Switch is you will get a game that will run at 30 FPS or under sometimes. You might get the odd game that runs at 60, it's pretty rare, but majority of games on the Switch are 30 FPS or below. And this is why I prefer the way the Steam Deck works, is because you can change that. You can lower things. You have things like AMD FSR that can then reduce things further to allow you to run games at a higher resolution. This then obviously allows you to boost frame rates or resolution or graphics depending on what you want to do. And you can also lower resolution. You can drop this down to, I don't know, 540p or whatever, like some Switch games run, and then get your frame rates that you want. So you can actually lower that resolution, hopefully get a frame rate increase of potentially up to 60 FPS. So you're not locked down. This is a PC. It's not a console. And I think a lot of people are getting confused with that. So I want to make you guys aware that this isn't going to be a case of you buy a game on Steam and it works seamlessly with your Steam Deck. That's not how this works. There are features to help you. I've showed one of them, ProtonDB. There's a video on my channel talking about the best Switch games to play day one. And I use ProtonDB, and you can see in that video that you can use that site to kind of see what games run well on Steam Deck and what games will not. For example, all the Bethesda games, the majority of them will run well on Steam Deck, but they don't have a perfect green tick because they have their own launchers currently. I think that is changing. I believe Bethesda actually has come out and said that their games will be now releasing on Steam and they're going to ditch the Bethesda launcher. But even so, when you boot up Skyrim, for example, on Steam, you actually have a little box that comes up where you select your graphics options. And obviously you'll need to use the mouse on the Steam Deck, the little trackpad thing on the right side and left side, to then click the graphics settings you want. want. So it's not going to boot instantly. You will have to do something like that to make it work. So, but that's fine. That's not difficult. You guys can work that out. And I think some Nintendo people think that everyone's just stupid because they can't click a couple of extra buttons. However, there are a few cases where games just will not run. Some games just physically will not work on the Steam Deck. Due to the Steam Deck running a Linux-based software system, it's not going to just run everything. And again, I advise before you guys buy a game, check ProtonDB to check the compatibility. Most games have been tested that work currently. So do go check that out. Valve is constantly updating games and making things work as well as it can with the Steam Deck. Some developers actually have come out and said they're going to be supporting the Steam Deck and actually allowing their games to run natively, meaning you don't have to go in and tweak the settings and this thing will just boot up and play the best as is. So, like, for example, Witcher 3 apparently is perfect. You boot the game up, it is where you want it to be. If you want to tweak it to get different, as I said, different graphic settings, different frame rates, then you can go in and do that. There are things like Bungie, for example. Bungie has specifically come out and said, if you play Destiny 2 on your Steam Deck, your account could be permanently banned. I don't know what's wrong with them. I think the whole thing like that is pathetic. Get your game to fucking work on the Steam Deck. Many people are going out and buying the Steam Deck. It is a device that is becoming very mainstream, and I think more than people even realize. And I think it's something that people need to be aware of. They need to go out and start developing their games for the system because it is going to do well. So hopefully they do. But I just wanted to make this video just to talk to you about things like that, because there are some things that just don't seamlessly work. And some people who are expecting to go out, like when they go out and buy a console, an Xbox, a PlayStation, a Nintendo Switch, or whatever it is, it's not going to be smooth like that. You're not going to buy that system, be able to go on the store and buy every single game. There is a Steam Deck part of the Steam store. I think it's been updated recently actually on the Steam Deck, where you can go and see the games that run well on Steam Deck on that store as well. I advise just sticking to those games at the start and then seeing where things go. Obviously, you've got YouTube, you've got the amazing feature list of YouTube. When I actually get my Steam Deck, I plan on doing my entire library, and every time I buy a new game comes out, testing it on the Steam Deck, posting it on YouTube, just showing you guys what performance is like on the Steam Deck. You also have features where in the actual Steam Deck software itself, you can go in and limit the Steam Deck to lock games to 30 FPS, for example. You don't have to have them running at 60. You can actually do that from the software point of view. You can see all the statistics. There's 3 different layers of the things that you can see, statistics like the frame rate, the CPU cores being used, the battery life that you've got left. There is so much customizability on this thing. It's not a case of just being locked down like you are on Nintendo's platform anymore. That's not how this is working anymore. And this is fantastic news. I personally think it's the future. Aya Neo's done great. Even despite the price point of Aya Neo, it's been great. So many people have been enjoying that device, and Steam Deck, with the amazing value that you can get, you can pick up this device for £350 here in the UK, the base model, and you can get playing your games. Now, one positive thing, you can use SD cards, right? And some people will say, oh no, SD cards are not going to run games like Cyberpunk. Yes, they do. It's been tested. There are a few milliseconds in some cases of different delays between load times from the internal SSD to what is actually on the SD card. But that's something I'm willing to pay. I can put a 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte, I think there is a 4 terabyte SD card, but at least definitely a 2 terabyte SD card, micro SD, in this system and put tons of games on there. I can store tons of games on this device. As soon as you pop out the SD card, the games will disappear from the library. You pop it in, the games appear in your library. It's seamless there, like it would be on Switch. And that type of thing is perfect on Steam Deck. It really works so well. You can just pop in and out that SD card. The games that are installed on the SD card will just then show up, and then they will, unshow. You can literally have an SD card per game if you wanted. If you want to create like a Nintendo Switch feel, you can install the games to an SD card, and each SD card can have its own game on it. If you've got the money to go out and do that, then you can if you really wanted to. And you can just pop each one in and it will run it from that SD card. I think that's ridiculous. I wouldn't advise doing that, but you can do that if you wanted to. So the fact that the compatibility is there, it's brilliant, guys. Honestly, you guys should be hyped. Sorry. My nose is really bad today. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't have a cold or anything. I just woke up. If I wake up at different times of the day, my nose starts running more than others. It's ridiculous. But just wanted to make this video, guys, to let you know this is what you can be expecting. There are a ton of things to be aware of. Go and watch more videos. I'm going to be making a ton more videos of what you need to be aware of as well before buying this thing, or before playing this thing, what you need to be prepared for each game. It's something I plan on making. And as I said, when I do get my Steam Deck, I am going to be doing in-depth videos on each game to show you guys what you can be expecting. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please do consider liking it. Do consider subscribing for more in the future. I'm going to be making a lot more content, so please do look out for that. Have a fantastic day as always. We're one day closer to the Steam Deck, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye-bye for now.